Josiah, you came to us today with a conspiracy that I frankly knew about, but had never put a lot of thought into.
Yeah.
It's one of those that I think is rumored in such a way that's like, oh, I don't know how to unpack the truth and not truth from this. But you said that My Momma Told Me.
The 1985 NBA draft was rigged.
So let me use the words wisely because I'm hoping to get credentialed by the NBA someday. Like they used to call me the king of NBA Twitter. That wasn't very fruitful in actually getting any love from the league. Still had to buy my own tickets. Yeah.
They didn't.
Every time, so we put credential requests out, and I'm literally at this point, it's like 2 or 3 days a week before the event. So let's say it's All-Star Weekend, Summer League, whatever it is. So your credential's been denied. And I'm like, damn, but I see all the people that are there. And I know I'm working hard for the league, but I'm a big NBA fan. I love the league. My dad played in the NBA back in the day. And for me, it's like you look at leagues like the NFL, right? You're the worst team in the NFL. You get the number one pick, as it should be. You have the worst record.
Yeah.
You deserve to have it. So the NBA has always had this like ping pong lottery, like as of, I think 80s was when it first started. But they tell this story back in the day. David Stern, obviously Knicks, Patrick Ewing coming out of Georgetown.
And a New Yorker, David Stern, which is important.
And a New Yorker, Patrick Ewing, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he from New York?
He's
Queens.
from Boston, I think.
Okay.
But then went to New York, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But by way of Jamaica.
Yeah.
He's from Jamaica.
Brother, he's Jamaican.
I'm getting Jamaica, Queens confused, but no, shout out to Patrick Ewing, but number one player in college at that point. So they show the video, and if you go through and watch it, they basically like have this big like tumble thing with all the different envelopes in it.
Right.
So they spin it a couple of times, but you see him kind of reach in there, feel around.
Yeah.
And they was always saying the envelope was frozen or it was a little bit lighter or there was something going on. He just happens to yank it out. And hey, I'm not looking, but hey, yank it out. And here's the New York Knicks get the number one pick, and they end up getting Patrick Ewing, obviously. And you talk about the league that even nowadays with viewership issues and even stuff we saw in contemporary draft lottery times like the one that was recent, it always seems to work out that way. You got LeBron James coming out of high school, Akron, Ohio. What do you know? Cleveland Cavs get the number one pick, Derrick Rose.
As a Denver native, not a great time for me.
Oh, you thought you had a shot.
I thought we had a shot. I thought I was like, man.
No, you get Melo, so shit. I mean,
it was cool, but like I was like, we're getting new jerseys. We're getting LeBron.
You know what's crazy? I never thought anyone else had a shot.
I mean, because you weren't number two, though.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like it was like we were close enough that it was like, no, this could really, really happen.
Right. You really believed in the possibility of what this could be.
And then I was like, it's going to be that. We're going to have some great colorway that's coming out, too.
Yeah.
I was like, the city's going to change.
Right.
And then they hit us with sky blue.
Yeah, that was a bad run.
Brother, it was, bro, it's like the way my heart sank when I saw it.
Yeah.
And I just like, oh, man, that shit was really upsetting. Because baby blue is a terrible color, especially for fat guys.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not flattering.
It's not flattering at all. It's like
black, and that's it.
Come on. And then it's like, you had a jersey that could make a guy like Kenyon Martin not look cool.
No, it was impressive.
That's work.
They were really
shout out Kenyon.
Yeah.
I know you're going to watch this.
Oh, man. Shout out.
You look cool and everything.
Yeah. He's a top tier nugget to me. Yeah. Legend.
So you obviously you're a kid at this point.
Yeah.
When
I'm 3 years old when
you're 3 years old when this is happening. So
I was
you're
born in 82, obviously draft 85.
You're not aware that this is happening. At what point does this get on your radar?
Well, when you just see over the years how convenient it is, even now 2025, Mavs trade Luka to kick off Black History Month, bring him to the Lakers. God bless Nico Harrison. Nico gets a lot of heat. Most hated person in the league. They booing him at medieval times.
He's got
everywhere
a brand new meme just eating him alive.
He looked like Jafar from Aladdin just with the grill look. But so trade Luka away for seemingly not a ton of return, right? No disrespect to Anthony Davis or Max Christie or one first-round draft pick, but we've seen Rudy Gobert go for 5-6 first-rounders. Saw Mikal Bridges go to the Knicks for 5 first-rounders. Like, Luka, generational talent, you know what I mean? All-NBA, perennial first-team All-NBA.
Yeah.
We getting Anthony
seemed
Davis,
crazy.
Max Christie, and a first-round pick. We thought it was highway robbery.
And Anthony Davis that don't look even close to the Anthony Davis
he gets
we
hurt.
dreamt about.
He gets hurt.
Yeah.
I think before that, came back, got hurt, but then they end up going. They make the play-in.
Yeah.
Win their first game, and it's like, and I do a show with Gil, and Gil the whole time like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? Like you have a chance to now build through the draft. Like, why would you ever want to go to the playoffs? End up, I think they would have got the 8th seed, end up getting swept by the Thunder. You're not going to do anything. So his whole thing, and I agree, is like, you're not going to win the championship. There's like 4 or 5 teams every year that are trying to win a championship. If you're not trying to win a championship, you might as well not tank it, but not just give your best effort, whatever's in between there.
Yeah, it feels crazy that the playoff team got the pick.
Yeah.
Like objectively that feels nuts.
Yeah.
Where like we historically don't ever see that of like you went to the playoffs and you still get the best one.
Yeah, that seems it just doesn't it's not like a fair situation.
No.
It's some bullshit. I think they were 11th overall of the 14 lottery teams in terms of, I think it was like 1.8% chance of getting that pick. Meanwhile, you got the Hornets who are trash. You got the Jazz who are trash. You got the Wizards who are absolutely trash.
Don't forget about the Chicago Bulls. We're always rooting for them, baby.
But, the Bulls got it, man. That giddy shot still haunts me, man. Like watching that, we work with this company Playback, so we stream live games. So we're doing that game, going crazy, thinking the Lakers gonna win. Motherfucker hits a half quarter. And it's just like, damn. But the Bulls getting screwed. I think it's the second time, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to say the Bulls and the Mavs had the same record, so it's basically a coin flip to see who got that 11th spot. That 11th spot ends up getting the number 1 overall pick. Bulls get kind of screwed out of it. I want to say the second time it happened with them and the Mavs. I think the last time Mavs drafted Luka. So it's kind of, some fucked up shit going on.
Here's my question. I feel like we open it up and we just say it. I feel like we've talked about it a lot on this podcast. How rigged do you think the NBA is? I mean, that's what we're beating around the bush, right?
Well,
the NBA is entertainment. So the NBA is similar to wrestling, entertainment. They don't really classify themselves as a sports league. We do. But I think, when you get to the nitty-gritty.
You think they don't?
I think they do it entertainment because it gives them a little bit more leeway and flexibility in terms of how they operate. So from behind the scenes.
That's sketchy as fuck.
It's entertainment, right? It's there to entertain.
That's like lawyer talk. Like
for sure.
They hired a very powerful lawyer.
Their whole crew is all lawyers. David Stern back in the day, like successful lawyer, I believe, worked for the league before he ended up becoming commissioner. I want to say Adam Silver followed a similar trajectory.
Yeah.
Kind of his
they weren't hooping, I'll tell you that.
No jumpers.
No, come on.
No jumpers being shot.
Come on.
And for those who know.
Neither one of them boys put a ball on the court. Not once.
You talk about behind the scenes shit like, Strong Army, Gil's got his doc out on Netflix now, Untold Shooting Guards.
We were just watching. I was just talking to you about it
yesterday. And something he said, I have no problem telling everybody on your show, but he said repeatedly, it was like Gil is a loophole expert, right? So Gil should have been a lawyer.
I could really see that.
So before he brought guns to the locker room, he researched, all right, what's the longest I can get suspended? It's like, all right, player X brought it in, he got 2 games. This player shot a gun, he got 3 games. So it's like, shit, the most I'm going to get is 5. That's for doing this.
I'm going to say this. That's maniacal.
But this is how he operates in life. Like,
I thought it was more, he was just being a silly Billy. He's like, no, I'm going to make sure I have
put into everything. So I'm like, most I get is 5 games. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. That's how his mind works.